Alright, what's up you guys? It's Shake State Farm here with Atomic Theory, and we are back with another Atomic Drawback Bingo video. This is part 2 of the Atomic Drawback Bingo series, and if you're new to it, basically we join an hourly Atomic Arena, and our goal is to get 5 in a row on our bingo card here. And the rules are, essentially we have to complete the challenge and win the game to be able to cross off the square. And there's some other nuances that go along with it there, but that's the general idea. A couple other things to note about it is if a challenge has a certain number of moves in it, then we have to at least reach that many moves to complete the challenge. So for instance, when it says move queen on move 25, we can't cross off that challenge if we win the game in, say, 5 moves. So before the arena starts, I'm just going to give a quick overview of all the challenges here. So we've got, I guess I'll do it from here. We've got first 10 moves with pawn, so only pawn moves for the first 10 moves. After move 5, must have a piece on c5 for the entire game. So again, got to last at least 5 moves for that one. Rook lift on move 2. Play the whole game blindfolded. Number of moves divisible by 10, so the total number of moves for the game needs to be like either 10, 20, 30, etc. Only one type of piece past the 4th rank. So this one's actually going to be a bit easier as black. We're just going to use the 4th rank of the chessboard. So as white, it's your 4th rank. As black, it's technically your 5th rank, but we're just going to call it the 4th rank there. Only one type of piece, so only queens or rooks or knights can move past the 4th rank. Checkmate with pawn explosion. No one square pawn moves from starting square, so when on the starting square, every pawn move I make needs to be at least 2 squares. Pre-move to queen h4, so this one's only doable as black. I tried to throw some in here that are a little bit easier for the black side. This one is, we'll see how that one goes. Get a knight on the AA, HA, A1, or H1 square, so that's just the corners, trying to get a knight on one of those squares. Queen can only move to dark squares. Swap queen and king starting position, so yeah, basically manually have to move your king and queen around. No castling, this is kind of our free space since no castling is going to be pretty easy to complete. Fianchetto both bishops. This just means getting both of your bishops either to g2 and b2 or g7 and b7 at some point during the game. It doesn't have to be at the same time. First 10 moves with different pieces, so can't move the same piece twice in the first 10 moves. Beat a 2000 rated player or higher as the black side. Make a rook move on moves 10, 15, and 20. So for this one, the game's got to last at least 20 moves. Every third move with same piece type. So for instance, on move 3, if I move a pawn, then on move 6, I also need to move a pawn. On move 9, I move a pawn, and so on and so forth until the game is over. Move queen on move 25. No bishop moves after move 10. One way to complete this pretty fast is if we can trade off our bishops. Can't move same piece as opponent, so whatever piece our opponent just moved on their last turn, we can't play that we can't use that piece. Play the Borg. This one's going to be almost impossible because it loses to almost everything. Must make every legal capture, kind of like an anti-chess. No 2 square pawn moves, so kind of the opposite of the no 1 square pawn moves. We can't move our pawns 2 squares for their first move. And then lastly, manually castle. So get our king and rook in the castling position without actually castling. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and join the arena here. And already, I'm a little bit worried because we've got Chris Rapid in here. And part of the challenge is not only to complete our bingo card, but it's also to win the arena if possible. So having Chris here makes both of those challenges quite a bit harder. And some of these challenges are doable against stronger players, but a lot of these challenges really can only be completed against a low rated player. Okay, and here we are off against a 900 rated player. So let's try to think about which one we want to do here. I guess we'll just start making moves, and there's a lot of ones that we'll be able to cross off at the beginning here. Okay, so we already have checkmate here. Now we just need to decide which one we want to cross off here. Let's see. So we could either do can't move same piece as opponent. That one's actually doable because we moved our pawn and then knight moves and then we just had queen moves. That one's doable. What else is doable? Obviously no castling is doable. No 2 square pawn moves. It seems like there was one other one that I was thinking about here. Oh yeah, only one type of piece past the 4th rank. Tell you what, let's go ahead, and this one tends to be pretty hard here. Let's go ahead and cross off this one right here. That one should be pretty nice, and I like that it goes through the center here. So it goes through our free space here. And yeah, looking to the other ones, pre-moving queen h4 is not too bad. Rook moves on moves 10, 15, and 20 shouldn't be too bad. And then this one we were able to complete last round when we did this. Some of these are, I'd say probably about half or maybe a little bit more than half are from the last time we did this, and then there's quite a bit that are new as well. So, okay, let's go ahead. Unfortunately, we can't really berserk. It's just, it's too hard to try to focus on that with everything else that we've got going on here. Okay, let's try to do that first 10 pawn moves. First 10 moves all with pawns. This should be an easy game to be able to do that. Especially as white, it's a bit easier because we can just push our pawns up pretty far. And if he goes d4 here, yeah, this is going to be tricky now. All right, we're going to go ahead and go f4, but if he goes pawn to d3, yeah, we've got to block this, unfortunately. So now let's change plans. What do we want to go for here? We can go checkmate with pawn explosion. I guess we could get our knight in the corner. That could be kind of fun. There's a few options here. I guess I could have gone for the first 10 moves with different pieces, but I just failed at that one. Oh, we can also do no bishop moves after move 10. That's another one that's going to be doable. So a lot of options here. I tried to add in more this round that could be doable later on in the game. I think the challenge worked out great last time, but it did seem like towards the end game, it was difficult to have a bunch of things to go for. Okay, let's go ahead and go here. Threatening to checkmate him here. And okay, so I'm a little bit wanting to hang on to my knight here just so I can get it in a corner. But I guess we'll just go for this. I think we'll be able to win this game without moving our bishops, so we can go for that. We can also win this game without castling. Probably a few different ones we can go for here. Yeah, unfortunately it's queen h5, he just has g6, which is a very obvious response. So let's go b5 and maybe get our queen out this way. I'd love to see it move like a5. That's a pretty good move. I guess another thing I could go for is fianchettoing both of my bishops. It's kind of a technicality. I mean, putting a bishop here, you wouldn't really consider it a fianchetto, but I don't think you have to have the pawn pushed up one square for it to be technically a fianchetto. So we could technically go for that one, I think. Okay, I think we should have him here. Bishop c8. Although this is tricky. After queen c7, he does just have queen takes knight there. And I really can't move my bishop because he just goes pawn to d2. So one idea is to go knight e8 and then pawn to g6 and then queen c7, and then I need to calculate queen b2. No, actually there he just has queen a1. So let's start with knight e8. Okay, yeah, he just missed this. I was thinking g6 and then maybe we'll just trade off queens and try to flag him. Okay, so for this one we can cross off the, well, let's go ahead and get into a new game here. Cross off the no bishop moves after move 10. That one I was hoping to save for another round, when maybe we could just trade off our bishops in the first 10 moves. But yeah, that still worked there. So some easy ones. I think the only one type of piece past the 4th rank should be pretty easy. Since we'll probably, for against lower rated players, we should have some easier wins and be able to do that. Checkmate with pawn explosion, I feel like it's just going to happen naturally. And look at this, we're 3 for 3 with berserks here. Okay, so I am kind of tempted to go for the queen h4 pre-move. It works if our opponent goes knight f3. I don't want to do it though. I don't want to do it. I'm just a little worried. He did play knight f3. Yeah, I could have done it. The only ways it doesn't work is if they go queen f3 or queen h5. I'm just a little too worried to go for that this early on. If we get at the end of the tournament and it makes sense to go for it, then I think I'll do it. But for now, I'm just a little bit worried about that. And I should have flipped on blindfold going against a 1200. This would have been a good game to do it. I think I'm going to try to go for no 2. I'd like to go d5 here, but I think I'm just going to go d6. And go for no 2 square pawn moves. We've got a pretty pleasant position here. I guess I could also go for the queen and king swap here. Would be pretty doable. Yep, let's go ahead and go for that. Make sure we don't hang any. Oh, I just did a 2 pawn. Oh, literally just as I was saying, that's what I want to go for. Then I just totally forgot. Okay, what else do we have? Not a whole lot. We can't fianchetto both bishops. We've already put 2 pawns past. I guess it's really just either manually castle or no 2 square pawn moves. I guess the other thing is no, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm going to go for that then. I got to hope that he doesn't go queen f6. In fact, I definitely should have gone pawn to g5. That's my bad. If he takes here, then I really just have to manually castle. That's the only one that we'll have left really to be able to do. Or the no castling, but that one I just kind of want to save. Let's go ahead and go g5 actually. Just cut off any ideas if queen takes f6 here. Okay. Now we're just hopeful that he doesn't resign here. Okay. And there we go. We swapped our queen and king positions. Their starting positions. Now we should be good. Okay. That one was not near as hard this time as it was last time we did this. That was... I tried to do it right from the start. Maybe I should put a move count on it, would make it a little bit fairer. Okay. So we were able to complete the swap queen and king starting position. All right. 3 games in and oh boy. Okay, wow. Going against Chris Rapid. What can we possibly go for here? What's possibly one that we can do? I don't know. At this point, I just want to focus on trying to win the game. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Okay, one that we could go for is every 3rd move with the same piece. So we made our 3rd move here with the pawn. But yeah, the way this opening goes, I think I'm going to have to make a knight move here, actually. Yeah, this is going to be a rough one to try to win. I guess no castling is always an option, our free space, if we're able to win the game. Again, for those of you kind of new to this, we have to win the game in order to cross it off. So if we lose, it doesn't count. Okay, interesting. Just giving us knight takes f6. I wonder if knight g5 is a move, though. Knight g5? Because then after knight d4, I'm always going to have knight f7. Oh, knight g5, he'll just go knight g3. Okay. So let's take on f6 then. Okay, yeah. No castling is an option. Also, the number of moves divisible by 10 is an option. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get our knight in one of the corners, considering we've lost all of our knights. Checkmate with pawn is always an option. So far, we haven't made any 2 square pawn moves, but I really have to go d4 in this opening. Going against a player of Chris's ability, I don't think we're going to be able to win. Like d4, e4 is just a very common idea in this line that really has to be played. As you can see, even playing against him normally, I normally lose against him, so I don't know how comfortable I feel playing a suboptimal way against him. I guess move queen on move 25 is always going to be an option too, especially for a game like this that might go a little longer. We could try to keep our queen or perhaps promote a pawn by then, although that seems pretty ambitious. Okay, queen g5 is a little annoying, just kind of pinning this pawn, forcing us to play g3. That move I'm not too worried about. Our bishop always kind of looks at this pawn. Now we've opened up this bishop, so he's got to play h6 here. Then I think I can just take. I'm not sure why he's allowing me to just take. I guess he felt that his position was a little crammed. But I don't see why not. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go for it. I mean, like c5 is maybe an idea. Interesting. d5 instead. What's he going for here? I guess if I play something like e5, then he could get on this diagonal here. So let's go ahead with b4, just cutting off his bishop. And getting a little bit of space for our bishop here once we get b5 in. Just kind of blocking these pawns. We can, en passant. If he goes pawn to c5. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. I don't think we'll have to do anything about that right now, though. I think I'm just going to castle. Queen d5 isn't a big threat with our pawn on f3 here. Maybe he's looking at bishop b7 to get on this diagonal. We did just castle, so we need to find another thing to go for here. So either a queen move on move 25, or maybe winning the game in a number of moves divisible by 10. Those both seem to be good options. Maybe we can get him to resign on move 20. Don't think we're going to checkmate him on move 20, but he's already running pretty low on time here. Unfortunately, I'm getting kind of worried that he's just going to resign, considering he's so low on time. And I don't think I've been able to complete anything just yet. Yeah, our bishop moved past that rank as well. Dang it. Okay, I think I'll go c4 here. Maybe he wants to take here, but then I just have queen d7. Okay. So he's going to go a5 here, and then I can push b5. Or not. Okay. Tricky decision here. But I think we can just go d5. Takes, queen here. Uh-oh, did I miss something? Oh boy. Looks like I probably did. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get a potential rook out of it. As long as we can not lose a rook here, I'm okay. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Now we're still up material. Oh, he resigned on move 25. Which means I don't think we're able to get anything. First 10 moves with different pieces. We weren't able to complete any of them. That might be the first time that we've won a game and not been able to cross anything off. Unless our queen didn't go to any light squares. Was that one that we completed potentially? Let's see here. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, we moved our queen to a dark square. Okay, I'm glad that I thought about that. That's part of one of the hardest things about this challenge actually is just knowing all the different challenges and which one you completed. Okay, in this game we can just play normally. We're against a 2000 or higher rated player as the black pieces, so we can just play a normal game of Atomic Chess and try our best to beat him here. So I'm gonna go for this line. I've got a video on this exact line if you're interested in it. But this is definitely a line that I recommend against knight f3, e3. Definitely a lesser known line. Let's see if he goes for the main line with e4. But really, it's tough to prep against. You're down a bishop and a pawn, but you just get a lot of activity. Like this pawn could be a weakness if I'm able to get my knight over here. And this is where I have to start thinking, I'm just going to keep pushing pawns. Unfortunately, we did have one queen move in the first 10 moves, but I don't really need to think about that. Yeah, I'm just trying to win this game. And if I do, I'll be guaranteed to be able to cross off a square. So, because I'm going to have to play knight e7. I'm looking at bishop h6 and then takes, opening up this knight f5 square. Yeah, let's go ahead and go b5. He may play c4 here, which is a good move. Interesting. Okay, let's go knight f5. Because I feel like we're going to be able to play knight e3 and kind of force this bishop to make a decision. Yeah, like here, if he queenside castles, he's already lost the game, because after knight e3, this bishop is going to be pinned, and we're threatening mate on 2 squares there. So queenside castles loses here, but really, you don't really want a queenside castle in this line anyway. If he doesn't, I mean, I guess knight e3, he can just take, but at least we'll get a bishop infiltrated, which could be pretty nice. Can at least stop him from castling, which is kind of nice. Okay, now knight e3 makes a lot of sense. Yeah, maybe bishop c4 would have been a little better, but now knight e3 just makes so much sense because I'm stopping him from castling here. And if he takes, now I'm trading my knight for his 2 bishops, and I'm getting an infiltrated bishop, so then I'd feel really good about the position. Okay, let's go ahead and play knight g2. I think we're just going to come back here and take. And we've stopped him from castling. King d1 is a solid move here, but I think I'm still just going to take here with ideas to, obviously I have to play bishop f4 here and potentially sack here later. There's also potential play on the c file as well, so I've got quite a few ideas here. I guess I'll go rook f8. Probably makes the most sense. I don't think I want to castle. Maybe I did. Maybe I did want a castle. Yeah, because I can't play king d7. That's a little bit annoying. I guess I'll queenside castle because he's moved his king away now, so this pressure on the c file isn't as big. If he goes like c4, I think I have maybe bishop c1 here. I think this works actually, because after rook here takes, then he's got to play something like b3, and then I can get on this. Okay, he just hangs mate 1 instead. But yeah, if he had gone rook f7, I have to take, and then after b3 I have rook f8. Bishop can't go here, bishop can't go here, so I'm getting an infiltrated rook there. But okay, we were able to beat a 2000 as black, and actually we may get a very, very quick bingo here, because the only one type of piece past 4th rank and first 10 moves with pawns are both very, very doable if we are playing against a weaker player. So we may actually get a very quick bingo here. This bingo card, when I put in all the challenges, it was randomized, and then I didn't really look at it beforehand just because I didn't want to, be thinking about where I want to go. I kind of like to look at it as I'm going and just see what makes the most sense as I'm crossing things off. So yeah, okay, here we are against a very strong player. Let's see if there's one that we should go for right off the bat here. Let's just start off with e3. Maybe the no 2 square pawn moves. Well, actually, let's go for since we're already on that line there, let's go for the first 10 moves all with pawns. Let's see if we can complete that one. Again, this one is a whole lot easier as the white side for sure. As the black side, it's quite a bit harder. Okay, yeah, we might be screwed though. There's no way that we're able to complete this considering queen g4, and we just simply have to trade off queens there. Yeah. Okay. That's alright. Oh, hey, we could fianchetto both bishops here. Wait, why is this so strong for him? Oh, that's right. I can just go bishop g2. Yeah, the C is the best move. And we get to come here with an attack. And then here we go. We're going to be able to play bishop b2 this game for sure. Yeah, there's really nothing he can do to stop bishop b2. I guess pawn to a5 maybe. Okay, that's kind of annoying. If this were a normal game, I would just go b5. Which I guess I still can. Yeah, let's just go bishop b2. It's not a great move, but it's not a terrible move either. So now we've officially fianchettoed both bishops. So if we win this game, we'll at least be able to cross something off. Unfortunately, those two challenges right here are going to be very, very tough to complete this game. Yeah, this is kind of what I was worried about. But that's okay. Takes, and then I can just go bishop a3. b5 is a little bit nicer because it really kind of restricts these pieces and how they're able to get out. We do need to be wary of him fianchettoing his own bishop and coming down here. But okay. A takes, and then I'll just go bishop a3, I think. We should be good there. The only little trick he has is maybe rook takes a4, but then I would just go c3. I think I'm fine there. Yeah, he does have knight a5, so he's able to infiltrate because I can play knight a3, but since there's a pawn here, I can't go knight d2 and defend both of these squares. Interesting. I'm surprised that he would go for rook takes a4 if he wasn't going to follow up with knight a5. Now it seems like we're probably going to be okay. Yeah, now we can just go d4 probably, and after knight a5 we have knight d2, and we should be holding on there. I guess he'll have bishop a3, and he'll be able to get the bishop in, but not too worried about that. He'll probably go for e4. Okay, he doesn't go for it. Yeah, I see what he's going for, but honestly not too worried about this. He gets an infiltrated bishop, but we're going to play our knight out, and I mean, it's not winning for me, but I'm not too worried about this. But maybe it was the right way to play. This idea of rook takes a4, I feel like you don't normally see that. It's just an uncommon idea, I think. Okay, that's a good move. Can't let him trade my bishop for my rook. Even after knight b5, he could just take, and then takes, and he's got rook c8 there, so got to be wary of that. Guess let's go h4. Try to get our rook out this way. So we'll go h5 here. One nice thing is that our knight is defending this square, so after like rook h2, he can't easily block. Thought he might go for this. I think I need to go pawn to g4. And this is okay. He obviously can't take here. I may end up trading this rook for a bishop coming to h3, but then I can get this rook over to g2 and try to do some damage there. Although right now, okay, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Probably just have to push here. Although pushing and then f4 is definitely scary. The other option is to take. Yeah, I guess I'll take. I guess I'll go for this. He's going to go bishop h3, and then I can trade off my rook. And then maybe something like king h8 to try to get rook g8 in. But I'll always have knight g5. The only way to stop it is to play h6 here. But now I think I can just play h6. He had bishop d2 there. Bishop d2 is actually just winning there, I think. Okay, let's go king g1. Multifaceted move. We're kind of preparing knight g5 and also kind of sidestepping this bishop d2 thing. And now I think we're just winning. I think he messed up there. Yeah, I think he just had a win if he wanted it. But he thankfully missed it. Alright, GG's to my opponent. We were able to fianchetto both bishops that game. Is there anything else that we potentially want to cross off? No, I think this is good. And this, because we may have gotten another one. I don't really want to take the time and see, but this line right here is definitely doable as well. The no castling one is really easy. And then first 10 moves with different pieces. That one's pretty difficult. But we can definitely go for it. Maybe it's not too difficult. Maybe the first 10 moves with different pieces is not too bad. We just can't move the same piece twice. That's probably not too difficult. In fact, we may have completed that one before. Okay, man, going up against another really strong opponent here. We're just going to have to play normally and kind of hope that we're able to complete one of these here. I guess we can go for the pawn thing here, maybe. Yeah, I mean, this is all making sense so far. Unfortunately, we just moved the same piece twice. So we're not going to be able to complete that one. But we can definitely go for the pawn one here. We can push all these guys. And go for 10 straight pawn moves. That's definitely going to be doable. Look, he's going for it too. Okay, now I kind of have to go bishop g7. Unless I want to go for c5. But it's a little risky. Definitely a little risky. Whatever, let's just go for it. Let's go for it. He's obviously going to take this one way or the other. And then we'll probably play e5. And then we've got to make a non-pawn move, I fear. Let's go e5. Sadly, even after queen a4, b5, queen a5, we're going to have to make a queen move on move 10. Man, there he goes. Yeah, this is too bad. And unfortunately, we may have gotten ourselves in a rough position here as well, trying to go for this challenge. Okay, but not so simple. Bishop b7, we have bishop h6, and then he can't defend both of these threats. So yeah, he's got to do something about this threat. Okay, now we want to decide, do we just want to go ahead and trade off this bishop? Or is there something better here? This knight is actually pretty weak. It's also f4 I'm looking at. Let's go for that. He might go like e3 or e4 here. Try to get his bishop out this way, but that's kind of why we're trying to open up this way to discourage that. He also can't go bishop g2 or bishop h3 right now. We would just take. So I really like this move of f4. And we could even come in with e4. Okay, he does go for this. But now we have pawn to f3, and if bishop b7, I have bishop h6. So I don't think this bishop is going to be able to infiltrate after all, which is really nice. Okay, that I just kind of missed, honestly. Oof. Okay, I think this actually kind of potentially works. Here in like knight a6. Yeah, I just completely missed that move. It's unfortunate. Or maybe a6. Okay. This loses the least amount of material. After takes, we do have bishop f1. Like bishop f1, bishop b2. But knight d2. So This is really, really tricky because I want to go bishop a3, but I can't because of knight takes. I want to go knight h6, but I can't because of bishop b7. It's kind of like, how can I force him to make a decision here? There's knight f6, which is really weird. And then after takes, pawn to d4. I'm just going to go for that. I'm already down so much material that I'm not going to win this in an endgame anyway. So let's go ahead and go for that. I really wanted like knight h6, knight g4, but I couldn't go knight h6. I guess I could have gone bishop a3. But then after knight takes, this knight really can't do much. Like say knight h6, he would just take. And then it's going to be really tough for me to create anything with just a bishop and a rook there. I need to keep as many pieces on the board as possible. So after d takes e here, I can either push to d4 or take on e4. I'm trying to decide which is better here. I actually think taking might be slightly better. Takes knight d2, bishop c5, castles. And then I have something crazy like bishop a3. I don't know if it works though. Okay, let's just go d4. Let's just go d4. We're kind of playing it slow. This is kind of more of an instantaneous idea, which maybe was the right idea, but he even had bishop e3 as well. I felt like he had some resources to defend there. It does open up the position, which kind of makes sense. Oh, and that's actually a really good move, I think. Unfortunately, it's actually a really strong move. Okay, I guess we're just going to try to at least block off his rook here after queenside castles. I actually think that's a really good move. Let's go b5. We're setting up bishop e6 here. He probably doesn't see this. Threatening this pawn on h2. This could be pretty strong. I think we've actually got him here. There probably is a way to defend this. Yeah, okay, maybe he did see it. Let's go ahead and just pin that. And then like bishop g7. Okay, no. It's not going to work. Now let's go ahead and take. He'll probably go c4. Or not. Okay, and then he lets me in here. Whew, all right, barely won that one. Let's see. What can we cross off here, if anything? Let's take a look. Okay, we didn't castle, so we can cross that one off, which is nice. We just make sure we didn't castle. Scroll up a little bit. Okay. All right. That's kind of why I just like to stick in the game and then maybe sometimes see what we've crossed off afterwards. But okay, we now just have to make the first 10 moves with different pieces to complete this. And I have to say, we're having quite a decent tournament as well. We've now played against 4 players rated over 2,000 and beaten all of them. And it's kind of funny, our first 3 games were against lower rated players, and then we've played 4 higher rated players. So it's been kind of an interesting tournament for us so far. But so far so good. We've been able to win every game. And man, this tournament really is stacked. We've got IHS in here as well. Another 2,400 rated player. Okay, man, I was about to say, hopefully we can get a weak opponent for our last game here and be able to just easily do this. Yeah, see, this is our best move. And I think I'm going to have to go for it, unfortunately. Okay, a couple of different lines here. There's knight a6 or b5. Let's just go main line b5. Okay, let's see if he goes for this weird. Yeah, okay. You got to remember the prep here. This is a line that I feel like I keep losing. Oh, maybe I start with knight f1. Don't actually remember, to be honest. I think I don't remember. Okay, so g6. No, it's not g6. What's that move? There's different ideas here. It's like knight a6. Yeah, I think it's knight a6 is the idea. But this doesn't make any sense because I know e6 is an idea. Knight b5. Here, queen e7. I don't think. Okay. Wait, knight a6, knight f5, e6, queen h5, g6, knight g7, bishop g7, queen h6, and then knight b4, c3, knight c2, and that is winning. Okay, just making sure. I think knight a6 works. I really should study this line, but okay, wait, did I just lose here? What in the world? All that just to lose so quickly. Wait, what's the idea here then? I have to start with g6 maybe? Oh, I start with g6, I think. Knight b5 and then knight a6. Okay, that's the line I was thinking about. Yeah, tricky line. There's also e6 here. Knight b5 and then queen e7. Yeah, okay. But e5 is the recommended move. I'll have to keep that in mind. Knight b5 and then again knight a6. Okay. I'll know it now. I'll know it. I've never studied that line before, and so I always just kind of have to, I've gotten it a couple times, and I always just kind of have to, like, think about it. Interesting. So we've got two 1900s here at the top. I guess they've played against weaker opponents, because, like, Chris has even been berserking. He lost to another 1800. That's surprising. That's really surprising. What happened in this one? Interesting. Okay. Here we are against a 1900. So let's go. What's an opening where we'll definitely move? Okay, this is actually a good line for this. If I open this way, then I think I can move a different piece for the first 10 moves here. This kind of, I like this line because it's not a very, yeah, this just happens a lot in this line where you're just kind of making these types of slow-ish moves and building up. There's actually a nice idea here that I think we're going to be able to get. And we're going to be able to play this nice move on our 10th move here. So bishop h5 is maybe normally an idea here, but we obviously can't play that. He's probably going to go bishop e7, threatening knight g4. We've got this pretty move, rook b1, that we're going to be able to use on our 10th move here. Threatening knight c4. And basically, this is one of my favorite ideas in this opening. If the d pawn captures, then we'll roll the d pawn down. If the b pawn captures, we'll roll the b pawn down with the support of our rook here. And okay, it looks like we're going to be able to do it. And now we've played 10 moves with 10 different pieces. And now we just have to win this game, and we will get bingo, which is nice. We certainly haven't crossed off too much of the board. I think the games have been taking longer. It's also different time control than the first bingo was. But yeah, I feel like for this bingo, we haven't, like, for the hard games, we just kind of, like, played them. And then we were able to find, like, something that we were able to cross off. And then for the easy games, like, we just, like, were able to basically choose whatever we wanted. So, yeah. There are some fun ones on here that hopefully, even if we get bingo here at the end, hopefully we can try to complete some of these other fun ones. Like, like even for this game, we made a rook move on move 10. Like, I'd love to go for that one, like rook move on move 10, 15, and 20. But yeah, it just kind of worked this way. Like this line right here ended up being relatively easy. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. Like, there's some really hard ones on here, but when you randomize it, you never know what you're going to get. So, but okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still need to win this game, and we are playing against an opponent who is very, okay, well, he just hung mate. All right, that's bingo. Let's go. So we're officially 2 for 2, guys. We're officially 2 for 2 on bingos. So I'll take it. I'll take it. This is our second video in a row and our second bingo in a row. And now this is where the fun begins. Now we can just go for whatever we want. So I was going to mention this if it came down to it. We ended up not having to play the Borg. But one thing to note with the Borg is that it is forced mate against e3, e4, knight f3, and knight h3. Yes, even knight h3, it's still forced mate. So I was planning to play it like if our opponent like went for say d4, knight a3, knight c3, something like that. Okay, or we can do it against pawn f3. There's a few options. We could also go for pre-move queen h4. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pre-move queen h4. Let's go for that one. It's okay if he goes like g3 or something and takes it because it's a 900 rated player, so I'm not too worried anyway. Okay, let's see if he can spot d3. Yeah, unfortunately with c3. Okay, yes, we got it. Let's go. All right. Hey, where was that when we were like actually still struggling to get bingo? Like an easy game like this where we could just literally go for whatever we wanted to. All right. Now we're just trying to see how many we can cross off. I don't know off the top of my head how many I was able to cross off in the first video, but I feel like it was quite a bit. I feel like it was quite a bit more than I've been able to do this time. And again, the games have just lasted longer. I've played against some strong players. We've played against 2400, 3 2100s, a 2000 rated player, and a 1900. I feel like the highest rated player that we played in the last video was like rated around 2000. Okay, what should we go for here? Man, this is kind of crazy. I'm going to go for blindfold, though. I am going to go for blindfold and just try to maybe beat him out of the opening if I can. If I lose track of where things are, then I may have to switch the blindfold off. But if he just like completely plays into my prep, then, oh, and he went pawn to d5. So this is looking pretty good for me. I think I'll take that. We might actually get a real quick win here, depending on what he goes for. Okay. If he goes e5, then we'll have knight to e6, and then bishop takes e6, queen f5, coming into g6 and d7. If he goes e6, unfortunately, he does survive a little bit longer. But then we can go queen f4 and potentially provoke pawn to e5. And if not e5, then I can take on c7. So this is a very winning position for me. If we end up going further in the game, like Atomic Chess, because I'm just so used to standard chess, I guess, like in like I can play blindfold standard chess easily and not be too much worse. Interesting, queen d6. So he's just giving me his queen. What happens if I go queen f5? I'm trying to calculate this. I don't think it works, unfortunately. Wait a second, what about knight e6? He hasn't moved this bishop yet, has he? Right? Yeah, let's go knight e6. And I guess I'll go bishop h6, but then I can take on c7, exploding his queen, bishop, and knight. Come on, dude, resign. Please resign. I'm losing brain cells as we speak. Okay, I really got to think about this. So I've got pawn, 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 rook, king, knight, bishop, rook, pawn, 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 pawn. Yeah, okay, that's my setup. So let me just think about it from there. And then he's got rook, pawn, king, pawn, 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 rook. Right? Or am I tripping? And he's got a pawn here as well. If only I could just like memorize this position. Okay. So I think that's right because I just took his bishop and knight there and this bishop just sacked itself. Okay. Let's go h4 then because I don't want to allow like a rook g8 idea. Oh wait, he had a pawn there too. No, doesn't he? Yeah, because I never... No, he did push it. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's castle. Oh, he's got a pawn here as well. You can't forget that. Okay. Oh, shoot. I might be screwed. I might be actually screwed, bro. No, not like this. Because I can go g3 and then rook g8 and I have like pawn to d4 potentially. And then after it takes, I can go bishop g5. So I guess I'm not completely dead yet. Yeah, let's go d4. Okay. Oh man, I'm starting to forget where things are here. It's just so difficult in Atomic Chess for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, and I can just take here as another option. He goes e5, which is not a great move actually, because I can just take. And now my rook is open here. Oh, but he queenside castles. But he's got a pawn here, doesn't he? I think he's still got a pawn on d5, so I can just go rook e1. Unless I'm tripping here. I think he's got a pawn on d5 still. So now my rook is just starting to come in, and he allows it to. Okay. Wait, can I just... He queenside castle. Oh, he's already pushed his... Okay, yeah. Oh, shoot, I'm running low on time now. I just completely forgot where his pieces were. Okay, I can definitely win this game, though. After rook takes e7, I need to go rook e1 here. Okay. Wait, why can't I play rook e1? Oh, I've still got a knight there. Shoot, I did not realize. I did not realize I had a knight there. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and pre-move. There's honestly no harm in pre-moving here. Because even if rook takes bishop there. Yeah, then I can go rook e1. Oh! What? Dude. Oh, I wasn't thinking that he could go rook f6. Dude, that's so unfortunate. He probably thinks he's so smart too. Dude, after a5, I just got knight c3. I had to let him know in the chat I was playing blindfolded, bro. My ego can't take that. Oh, that's so unfortunate, dude. We actually almost beat a 2100 blindfolded. I don't know why it's so much harder. It's just like, it's not natural. I guess I've been playing chess since I was 5. And, I'm chatting with him. Okay, I guess we can go for blindfold again, but I'm not going to put you guys through that. I could also go for g5 and maybe hope that he doesn't know the idea. I mean, it is forced mate after, say, e3, h5, queen f3. But there's a chance that he doesn't know it. What's something else fun that we could go for? I don't know, but I've got to make a move here. Uh-oh. Okay. Almost ran out of time there. What's something fun to go for here? It's probably our last game. I guess we could try to control the c5 square or maybe get a knight to one of the corners. We'll go for one of those, I think. Should be fun. Dude, I'm so upset about that, bro. I should have had him, bro. Should have freaking had him. Okay, hey, c5 actually low-key kind of makes sense here to cut off his knight from coming here. So, let's just try to keep this pawn on c5 for the entire game. Why don't we? And watch him. If he takes here, I'm going to be so upset. But if he allows us to take, that could be pretty nice. Because then he can't take, or I'll have queen takes d1. I want to also be wary of pawn to e3, although it's not a huge threat now. Okay, we've got a little French system going here. Okay, This is pretty good for him, though. Knight g5, f5. Okay. Let's go queen a5 here. It's probably going to go pawn to c3. Wait, I think we could actually win here, but it's going to require us getting rid of our pawn on c5, unfortunately. Because after c4, okay, he just let us have it. Sweet. So we were able to complete this one up here. Ah, I don't like that X. Man, going up against another 2100. What is this? All right, screw it. We're going for the rook. Going for the rook lift. If he goes knight f6, then we can't do it, unfortunately. Which is kind of sad. Bro, come on now. Screw you, bro. I guess we can transpose into this. Why do you have to be so good? I don't like this, bro. I wanted the rook lift. But this kind of transposes into a similar line, but we have an extra move with this move pawn to h4, so I don't hate this. Don't hate it at all. Oh. Okay. I already don't know what to do here. And I already don't know what I'm going for here either. I want this game to end quickly so I can get to some more fun ones. I guess getting a knight in the corner could be possible. Interesting. I feel like just taking is good. Because a lot of times that queen ends up getting traded off for the knight anyway. So getting an extra bishop out of it is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. Okay, I think we can just go knight f3 because after f6 takes, bishop d6, bishop b5, c6 takes. I don't see what he has. Like queen a5 would just have to play b4 to stop any queen a6 ideas. But yeah, I think knight f3 just works here. I don't see what he has. You always want to be weary, like if I'm going for a bishop b5, bishop c6 idea, like kind of what queen moves am I allowing him to make there? But I don't think he has anything here. So I think we are just going to be able to take the Dubsky here. Yeah, this should be good. And I mean g5 I can just take and open up this f file and open up this bishop. So I don't think he has anything here. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last game of the video, so we will not be able to play some of the other fun things that we would have liked to, but tune into part 3. We'll be doing this again for sure. Yeah, key move here is b4. I guess knight c3 potentially works, but then there's knight c6. Yeah, b4 is just the simplest idea here. Because if c3, then he has queen a6, c5 takes, and no way to stop his queen from coming in there. So yep, gotta play b5. Then when he comes back, I think I want to go c3. I guess it doesn't matter because knight c6 I can just take, and now after queen a6 I've got knight b5, and then he could even come back to a5 here. This is actually kind of funny. Yeah, I think I'm going to take queen a6, knight b5, queen a5, c3. Okay, we don't go into it, but then after queen a4 I would have had to castle there. But we got to castle either way because otherwise just rook takes c3, and then the same idea of queen a6 here comes. But I'm feeling okay about this position here. So he's not really threatening any of this stuff right now. I'm mainly just worried about like a queen b5 or a queen a6 idea. So let's just go rook b1 to stop any of that. Just kind of get control of this pretty important file here. And yeah, our pieces are defending these squares that his queen can come into. So I'm not too worried about that. I think I'll go f5, and if rook c8, I've always got this move pawn to c3. Okay. I think I want to take that with my pawn. Okay, now I need to start thinking about which challenge I'm potentially going for. If I can cross off one more bingo here. I guess king h1 is just a solid move to make, just to get my king off of this file here. Okay, that I'm not too fond of. Because rook b3 I think might just be a draw, sadly. So I guess I need to go bishop h6, but bishop h6 there's rook f4. Which I think I'm barely holding on after rook b3 there. Let's try this. Bishop h6, rook f4, rook b3. Okay, that move is just a lot worse. Rook f4 made a lot more sense. Now I can do this. There's no queen d2, no queen e1, so he's got to go back. Yeah, and now I can just come here. Oof, did I just screw up? I totally did not see that. No, I'm just dead lost now, I think. Oh, maybe it's a draw. What if queen at least try queen e1 there, right? Because queen e1, if I go rook f1, you have queen g3, and if I take, you have rook f1, king h2, rook h1. Maybe it's a draw. Maybe it's a draw. Either way. No, he did have a win here. Takes, rook f1. Oh yeah, king h2, rook f2. Yeah, so he could have won there. But okay. We end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 bingos, or 10 squares, not 10 bingos, 1 bingo, 10 squares crossed off, which I think was a lot less than last time, unfortunately, but hey, that is how it is. We still got the bingo, that's all that matters, and yeah, stay tuned for part 3. I'll probably, this is one of my favorite videos to make. I'll probably make another one in maybe about a month or so, a month or two. I want to make it a more regular thing. Let me know what you guys think about it. And I like it too because it gives you guys a chance to give some suggestions for videos, for challenges and stuff. And so, yeah, there's a bunch of challenges on this one that I thought would have been super duper fun, but sadly we weren't able to get to them. This was also just a tough arena in general, so it was tough to get a bunch of games in. But yeah, I do appreciate your guys' support, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.